Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast. I am Judah Terry, the host of this podcast, and if you are a regular listener to this podcast, you would know that me and Rowan both love hearing feedback from our listeners. Each week at the end of each episode, we have a great time reading out emails that are sent in to us. We read out and answer your questions, comments, and even complaints. So if you have something to say to us, do get in touch and write in an email to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. That is jrsgaming135@gmail.com. T's and C's do not apply. On with the show. Hello and welcome to the JR's Gaming Podcast, where we talk about the rise of Nintendo and what this great gaming franchise has in store for us in the future of gaming, and of course the country from which it was born, Japan. I'm joined as always by my co-host and good friend, Rowan Fern. Rowan Fern, I'm looking out the window right now. It's autumn night and I can see the moon is glowing bright. It's that rhymed. But it literally is really nice moon tonight. But anyway, Rowan, how are you doing this week? Anything exciting coming up?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going on holiday for a week, so I won't be here
Lucky
for the next
bastard.
2 episodes.
Going away on holiday for a week, leaving me here to do the podcast all alone. Yes, so Rowan, of course, guys, won't be here for the next 2 episodes because he's away enjoying himself by the beach. So I'll have to get two guests on. And one of them is actually a YouTuber. I may have talked about it in 2 episodes ago, but I'm not going to probably say the name again. It's more of a surprise. It'll be announced soon. But Ryan, you're going somewhere nice. You're going to be gone for 2 weeks. You're staying at a lodge. What's it like? What are you going to do?
Well, it's actually a 3-story cottage.
So 3-story cottage. Wow.
Yeah. It'll be quite nice. I'm going to take my DS there, obviously, and now I've got a hacked DS. I'll have all the games I could want on holiday.
What more could you want? A 3-story cottage, the beach, and then your 3DS has been hacked with loads of games on it. So including the the port for Mario 64. You also got the Luigi version as well. So Ryan, you're all set for this week. This week I've got nothing. Just a regular life. I think I'm going to go on. Although it is something fun coming up. I guess my some family are coming down in the next weekend, I think, because my sister's birthday, so I get to have some family down around my house. But not as fun as staying in a 3-story cottage. Bloody hell, that sounds funny. But anyway, all jokes aside, guys, before we get on with today's episode, I'd like to also I don't think we can do an episode without mentioning this, or at least putting our contributes towards this. Basically, I'm really, really sorry to hear about the Itaewon disaster that happened last week. Of course, it's been Halloween. It's been party season. Everyone's been getting ready to do parties, and that's really fun and stuff. And particularly in East Asia, they do it really big. Like in Japan, South Korea, they have these big festivals where they have people travel far and wide to throw like a big festival type thing. But tragically, on the night of I think Saturday before Halloween, there was in Itaewon in Seoul in South Korea. There was they're holding a party and there was a stampede. Like it got way too packed and over 155 young people were crushed to death, and that was just insane.
How did it happen?
I was looking at the videos online and stuff. Apparently, it was just the crowd got out of control and they went into an alleyway. Most of the videos, the crowd surged basically. I think you probably know, Rowan, when you go to like football matches, sometimes there's a surge in the crowd and it can be quite scary when there's so many packed people in one space. It's just
if you're not I'd say if you're not in like the footballing mind, if you're not in like the mood, it's gonna be a bit weird because everyone's sort of like, because I went to Wolverhampton not too long ago to see Leicester City versus Wolves.
Yeah.
Took the train and it was this person. He literally next to me he was, and you could see this if you're watching it on the TV. You could see this. The person who was sat literally 2 seats away from me, so like pretty much next to me, threw a blue flare on the pitch, a blue smoke bomb.
No way.
And then like the security had to come and take him away.
Oh no.
But like it was but the same guy I think it was the same guy. He when we scored the second goal,
Mm-hmm.
he I was just celebrating obviously because he's scoring 2 goals.
Yeah.
He gets his arm, he puts his arm around my neck, like sort of like, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
when you do
What?
that like with your friend. Yeah, I'm just a random person. We don't know each other. He puts his arm around my neck, kisses my head.
What? Oh, that's man, that's just football craziness.
But to be honest, it is because I look a lot older than I am. I'm 15, but I look like I'm 16, 17. So he probably thought like I was like a drunk football fan who like is still getting into the mood.
To get into the mood, so give you a kiss, but
well, no,
but
not a kiss, but on the head.
On the head.
Not on the lips.
Yeah, of course, but
if it was on the lips, I would have called the police.
But anyway, yeah, of course though. You probably would know, Ryan. Have you ever been? You've been to lots of football matches. Have you ever been in like a situation where there's been like a stampede because there's been too many people in a tightly packed space? So everyone's packed together. That's what happens. So there's so many people packed together.
Well, I've never. People getting trodden on? You mean?
Yeah, people get crushed because
I don't think I've never experienced it that bad, but I know it can happen. I think.
So basically though, there were thousands of people, trapped in an alleyway in Taiwan and South Korea, and tragically, there was everyone was like packed together. People couldn't breathe. People, of course, were crushed. People fell over and they didn't survive. Over 155 people. That's insane. People were going there, of course, to have fun and have good vibes, good party, and they end up just dying, getting crushed. So they never lived to see another day. So it is really tragic what happened. And I just want to say from all of us at JL's Gaming, of course, that we're really sorry about that. And if people who lost their loved ones, thoughts go out to all those who lost loved ones at the Itaewon disaster. Anyway, onto the news of the week. Rowan, are you aware of the game Stray? I'm guessing you are because you do play PlayStation.
Definitely.
What do you think of the game Stray?
I was actually going to get it at one point, but I decided on another game. But I'll probably get it eventually because it is quite a good game. It was only released this year, and it's been a lot of people have been playing it. Like, you know what I mean? Loads of people have been playing it. So like I do know that it's a really good game, and it's become like popular. Like the more people play it.
Yeah, it's definitely become really big since its release, especially a Japanese game called Stray, and it released for the PlayStation, and it was really popular. It still is, I think, on Twitch. I think the main thing is being someone who has actually. I saw it and I was like, wow, this is so cool. It's basically the game is so beautiful. I played on it briefly, and it's really nice. It's really beautiful. It's got a really nice plot. It's mainly, I think, for the exploration, even though there is kind of a plot to it because you're in like a dystopian world where there's robots that are dangerous. It's really fun and really.
I just the only problem I have with it is that like in the start you should know. What did you play? Did you just play Did you play from the beginning?
Well, basically, I've seen the beginning and everything, right? But my friend had already been playing the game, so I didn't know exactly whereabouts I was. But I was in like a forest, and it was really. I remember it being so beautiful because the freedom you had to do anything, and I was just running around doing some stuff, and I was just like, "Wow, life is like a cat."
A forest with like the waterfall there, like a big waterfall, and you're on like a high thing with like a load of other cats.
That's like the start, isn't it? And then he falls.
My only problem with the game is that that's the only daytime level in the whole game, because after that you play the whole game in darkness, and it just seems like it had so much potential to be like a colourful like a bright like game, like at least like a few more areas which were daytime, but like no, the rest of it's just like played at night. So.
Yeah, it's very neon light Blade Runner-esque, isn't it? Because it's very it gives that Blade Runner type vibe. It's very nighttime lights. It's okay for some. I still really think it's really good. It just depends if you don't. Rowan made a good point. It's a fun game. It's a good game. It's just it would have been more better if they added that, more daytime levels where you can have a high contrast of, daytime lights and,
sunlight. I think the game's got such good graphics. It's sort of a waste
definitely.
not to put more daytime levels in.
Yeah, it is. For those who like the daytime, for those who don't like the dark game, like where it's all just dark and nighttime. I think it is kind of the plot that you're in a robot world, but I'm not sure towards the end if there's any date. I'm always interested. Once you finish the game, what do you do? Is there any? Are you free
You
to
probably get
explore?
to free roam a bit. I imagine
Mm.
if it's an open world game, then you probably have to get to free roam.
Maybe you can find a day. You can find a day. Maybe you can find a day. Who knows? But I was quite interested in. I've not played this part before, but I do think it had took a bit of inspiration from the Japanese anime One Whisker Away, because looking at the trailer, there's this big tower-like tree, and that was like in the anime Whisker Away. That was where like all the cats lived, where the humans turned into cats. It's quite interesting how the Japanese animes kind of played into it, I think. But particularly considering it's a great game, news of the week is where actually a fan has taken Stray and they've reimagined it into a Game Boy game. It's a Game Boy game. So imagine Stray came out in the 1990s. This is what would have been like. So the news article says a video game imagines what the Stray Cat game would have been like if it was launched on the Nintendo Game Boy way back into the 1990s. Stray, the popular cat game from Blue 12 Studio and Annapurna Interactive, is the subject of a demake video showing what the game would be like on the original Game Boy. The video has been created with a surprising level of attention to detail, mimicking the first few levels of the game and delighting retro gamers and cat fans alike. Stray is one of the indie darlings of 2022, taking the internet by storm when it launched, putting the player in the position of a cat who needs to get back to its family. Players find themselves in a world devoid of humans but full of robots, frightening creatures, and a long road home. Ryan, I think this is actually an up for you, because let's just say Stray came out as a Game Boy game. Think about it. You wouldn't really need to worry if it was daytime or not, because it's all black and white.
That's true, yeah.
That's
But
true.
how's he done that then? Because say for example, Stray's a 3D strictly game, and how has he made it so you can play it on a D-pad?
So there's a video here, and I've watched it, and he's made it so it's literally 2D. So he's actually created it so there's like a little. He's basically created, but it's really well done because he's taken the 3D version. He's been like, right, let's make this into 2D. Let's make this into Game Boy black and white. Let's see what it would be like. And he did it really well, I think. It literally looks really well, and of course, it's really the sound effects, the scenery is how it would be. It's really hard to explain. It's exactly how it is in the real game, but it's all been converted into Game Boy pixels. It's really interesting, and it's 2D platform jumper game.
Game Boy.
Exactly.
Wait.
That's
Who
not
made
actually
this then? Was it like a single person?
So basically, looking at the article, it's a fan. A fan made this for them. Basically someone's basically made this. I don't know, actually who made it exactly. I could find out now. Here we are. Here's the news article, but it is literally really awesome.
You can get this on the good old fashioned hack DS. You think you could get this? You think you could get it?
Get this? What?
Presumably, if
he's made Stray?
The game right now, like the Stray for the Game Boy. Do you think that it's possible to get it on the Hack 3DS? Because I've got MGBA, which is a Game Boy Advanced emulator, and if you've made it like within the same sort of file format as a Game Boy game, then you could probably like whack it on there, and then
you could. It could be an entire thing. It's green tinted. Here we are. It's green tinted 8-bit graphics game. Actually, shout out to the YouTube channel. There's a YouTube channel called 64 Bits.
That's what I'm watching right now.
That's it. Yeah, 64 Bits, and it's basically it recreates 3D games like first world games that are right now came out right now in this generation, and they've made it into what it would be like in a Game Boy. So it's actually not playable by the looks of things.
So they've not actually. Oh, that's a shame.
It is a shame. I was going to say, because it is a good alternative, but then again, Stray was designed to be a 3D thriller, so it's always going to be that sort of game. It is, but it is really interesting. I mean, shout out to 64 Bits. It's a really good job they've done. They're doing really, really quite good stuff here by getting games and then showing you, I don't know, games like Mario Odyssey. I don't know, games that are purely 3D and never have been thought to be on a 2D platform. and they've taken it and they completely turned it on its head and made it into something that is, and you can see exactly what it would be like back in the day if it was invented. But Ryan, would you, if this game was actually real, would you play it on the Game Boy version, or would you play the 3D, or would you do both?
Both, definitely, because this looks like. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, Judah. Right, this is something I wanted to say for a while. I'm running out of things to do on the Hack DS, and you might think that's insane because of how much games I've got. And yeah, that's correct. I've got a lot of games on it. I've pretty much stacked it up, but with games.
Basically, there is a limit, of course. It's just the fact that things are constantly being updated, and there is so much you still can do. But then again,
there's a limit. But yeah, because I like I mean, I think the best thing that they've ported to the 3DS is GTA 3, which is originally a PS2 game. So that's quite substantial.
There are some interesting things.
I started wondering what else they'd ported. So I was typing in like bloody Fortnite, Rocket League.
Rocket League on the 3DS, that'd be funny. Have you had a look on the GitHub? Because the GitHub has... as confusing as it seems, they've got a lot of stuff you can get from.
I don't really use GitHub. The only time I used it was when I originally hacked the DS, because that's the only place you can get the files.
Yeah. Yes, there is so much you can do, and I can understand why you would want to play Stray, the 64-bit version.
I like stuff like that though. If someone's, because you know the game Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes, I do. I remember playing it with you actually.
Yeah. And what someone's done is, they've managed to port Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, and 4 onto the 3DS. Now I've downloaded number 1 because I think the rest of them are just absolute rubbish.
Really?
But, I mean, each to their own. But I prefer number 1. Like it's all the original's always good, isn't it?
The more scary one.
So I downloaded number 1, and it's scary how accurate it is to the original game, because what they've done is they've made it so that the camera, you know how you have to constantly switch between cameras. They made it so you can the cameras are on the bottom screen, and you can use your stylus to like select each camera, which makes it so easy. Like, which I don't know why. I don't know. They should have, Nintendo themselves should have ported it like, or done like a Five Nights at Freddy's on the 3DS themselves. But this person's beat them to it, and now that they're not making the 3DS games anymore, then it's probably the only way that they're gonna do it. So that's one thing that I love, is when like they port like a game from PC onto 3DS. Like they've done like loads of PC games.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many. I think what you like more about the Hack DS is the ports, isn't it? Like you.
But I've run out of ports. That's the thing. Like
run out of ports.
I don't know now, like specifically what to like look up. I mean, if you go on the the shop. And that's not for downloading pirated games.
Yeah,
I mean, it is, but like
it's used for many things. The Hate Shop, but yeah, the Hate Shop is probably the best place to get ports, definitely.
But I know that's why I looked it up. Like you can look up, they've got different categories, and you click homebrew or you click extras, and they'll say homebrew games, and they're normally like loads of ports. But I've run out of ones that they've not got many. They've not got as many ports as they've got games, obviously. So.
Yeah,
it's sort of starting to get a bit stale on
the port front. Yeah, so you're gonna have to start moving towards themes, maybe, or you could try making some badges. There's so much stuff you can do, but yeah, on the port front, there is definitely a limit of what you can take over. But it's not like there isn't. The limit's constantly getting higher. With the Hack 3DS, there's constant updates being updated to the Hate Shop, the Universal Updater, etc., etc. So hopefully people will port more games. But I can understand entirely. I would 100% play I think they should do it. They should make a Stray 3DS Game Boy port. They should do it, shouldn't they, Ryan? I would definitely be in. I'll be playing that on the way to a 5-story cottage in the middle of nowhere. I'll definitely be doing that.
Not in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know, somewhere. I let's just say I want to live the life of bliss and enjoy a Game Boy version of Stray. But yeah, basically, Ryan, yeah, I'd rate this actually a 10 out of 10. They've got it spot on. If you being someone who's seen the real thing, played the real thing, and then watched 64-bit make it into a Game Boy into a Game Boy version of Stray, I think they definitely deserve a 10 out of 10 for the accuracy. What do you think, Ryan? And I definitely think they should make a game out of it.
I definitely think so as well. I think they should make it reality.
Bring it on, guys.
Because
Bring it on.
This is just an animation, isn't it? They've not actually made a game.
Yeah, it's more of an animation. They've actually made a game, but it looks so good, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe some game companies have contacted them because I have actually looked into making 64-bit games, like actually how they're made, and it is doable if you've got the money, time, and and yeah, if you've got the money, time, and the people that you know and contacts, you can get your own Game Boy game made. So this definitely should be done. I think it's definitely a go-to thing to do on the game front.
Definitely.
And definitely the very fact that we need more ports for the 3DS, this could be one. This could be made into a game and then ported for the 3DS, so Ryan is no longer bored with ports.
But does the H shop get updated?
The H shop does get updated, yeah. So if for those of you are wondering what on earth I'm talking about, if you have a hacked 3DS, H shop is a helpful shop, or it's basically software where you get ports, a number of things, and you also get full-on CIA games, which you should only get if you actually own the copies. But it's very well known for its ports and a number of things, themes, blah blah blah, all for free, and that you can get for a homebrew DS. But yes, the H shop does receive updates, and if you go on the H shop website, you can actually see when it updates. I mean, the Universal Updater also updates. And the Mario Kart, if you've hacked Mario Kart with CGTPY7, then that also updates regularly as well. So constantly check your DS and make sure everything's up to date. So I
want another update. So there's not been an update to CTGP7 in ages.
Well, it's now November, so the next update should be coming out this month.
What about the Universal Updater? Isn't there an update to that every month?
Yes, there's a monthly update for the Universal Updater as far as I'm aware. So yes, we're going to look forward to our November update, pretty sure. But yeah, it's really exciting stuff. But anyway, on to the game of the week, Lego Jurassic World. I'm pretty sure you've played this once, Ryan. Have you ever played Lego Jurassic World?
No. I've played Lego Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, Lego Harry Potter. That's fun. I've played a bit of Lego Harry Potter.
Harry Potter's I was literally obsessed with it at one point, like in my childhood, like because it's a fun game. I mean, you learn like all the spells and stuff. To be honest, I like the game better than the movies themselves.
It's funny. I've kicked off the game of the week, Lego Jurassic World, and they're immediately talking about Lego Harry Potter. This is quite funny.
Well, I've never really took interest in Jurassic World, as you know. I think I mentioned that before. I've just never really
never been a fan. Yeah, it depends. For those of you out there who are fans of Jurassic World, I've kind of, I've not been like a fanatic about it, but I do like it. It's a good film. Basically, Lego Jurassic World, though, it's one of those games that are similar to probably Lego Harry Potter. I'm not really sure because I've not played Lego Harry Potter, but it's one of those games that are available on nearly every platform under the sun.
Yeah, Harry Potter is available on most platforms.
I'm pretty sure Lego Harry Potter is on the 3DS as well. So yeah, I mean Lego Jurassic. We're talking about.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so this Lego Jurassic World though we're talking about is for the 3DS, and I'm going to give my thoughts on the 3DS version. But it was released, initially released on the 11th of June 2015. Developers are TT Games, TT Fusion.
Oh, TT Games. They developed all the Lego games. They developed Lego.
Of course they did. Yeah,
because TT Games. Oh, I love TT Games.
Legends. Feral Interactive and Warner Bros. You got to know the Warner Bros as well.
All right. They made Scooby Doo.
Yeah, they did. Platforms, nearly all well-known platforms, including the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. But the focus today is on the Nintendo 3DS. The price right now in the UK is about £19.99, and the USA is $19.99, which is quite funny because that's probably cheaper in dollars, I think.
Well, yeah, let's we'll book a flight to America, buy the game there, and come back.
Yes, maybe you're wrong. Do correct me, American listeners.
Isn't there what's the money like? What's the money situation in America like? We've discussed this before.
I'm not sure actually. I don't think it's a problem considering the British pound right now is really high. The Japanese yen is really low. There's got to be something else happening out there. Come on,
British
guys.
pound's high.
British pound is really high. It's bad. It's inflation. It's inflated.
So
inflation.
Things are more expensive then.
So of course it is. The pound's now worthless.
Why is it worthless?
because everything's so expensive now. You have to get something that's above £1. It's like £1 something, £1.78. Like you can't
Yeah, well,
get a proper item.
Unless you're going to Poundland, you're not really going to find much stuff for £1, are you?
Even Poundland is probably getting banked. Anyway, the UK money situation.
Poundland, yeah, they're never going to sell everything for £1, because
yeah, I got some quality stuff from Poundland.
Yeah, it's good, but like there's always something in there for £2, or like, you know what I mean. There's never just everything. If everything in there was £1, people would be like raiding all the shelves and like buying up all the stock. Which
it's funny because if you go to Poundland, I can imagine you just walking into Poundland, like picking up a fried chicken and like seeing that it's like £1.78. You're like, this is a scam. This is not £1. This is called Poundland for a reason. This fried chicken's way over the price limit. I can imagine you doing that. You would.
I don't. Okay, never go into Poundland to buy food. Never do that.
I wouldn't. No, because you can buy that anywhere else. But I have got.
No, but I'm saying that the quality, even if it was £1, it's probably going to be absolute crap.
It is. It's probably be rubbish. Like, unless you're buying a pack of M&Ms, like something really cheap.
M&Ms.
Yeah, or like a.
No, they'll be N&Ns. They'll be like their own brand.
Poundland's M&Ms. Anyway, yeah, Poundland's a pretty funny store. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure what the USA money front is like. I'm not sure. Americans, write in and tell us: is your money inflating? Is it good? Is it bad? Don't know. But anyway, Lego Jurassic World. I think it's Ryan. You may agree on this. It's better played on a PlayStation or a
Definitely.
I don't know. Yeah,
because I've got it. Lego Harry Potter on the original DS, the DS Lite, but I've also got it on DS, and the quality is day and night. I mean, because obviously with certain limitations, they can't make the same version on every platform.
So the PlayStation version, what's the difference between the DS version in your eyes? Lego.
Everything. It's like a different game. It's like they had to give the DS version a new engine because it couldn't run with the. If you look at the DS version and console version of any Lego game out there or any game in general, chances are they're not going to be the same because for the portable version, they're going to need to demake it.
It's almost like a port in a way. It's almost like a port because playing Lego Jurassic World. Or any other Lego game, to be honest, made by TT Games. Playing it on the PlayStation or the Xbox, it's way more immersive. It's got way more features to it, and when you put that to the 3DS, I don't know why they just don't. It just doesn't click as a fun game on the 3DS. It can be.
Because on a handheld, obviously it's less powerful than a console, isn't it? So that's
got more fun.
They do it for a reason, at least. But it's still annoying because you're like, that immersive game I was playing on the console, I want to take that with me in the car, but instead I've got this version. It's almost like a different game.
And the graphics are pretty crappy. Can't lie.
Yeah, the graphics as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the graphics are pretty bad. Considering I think it's more better off for a PlayStation. This is where PlayStation really wins it over. To be honest, definitely. Lego games must be played on a PlayStation, not a 3DS. I have played Lord of the Rings, Jurassic World.
I've played Lego The Hobbit as well.
Lego The Hobbit, yeah, I have as well. Not Harry Potter yet, but I've had the same experience on every single console. It is fun to an extent. You still do some fun stuff. It's still the game, but it's not the real experience. So, yeah, my votes on Lego Jurassic World. It is played widely across all consoles, and including the Nintendo 3DS. But I think if you want a full experience of the Lego Jurassic World, even though this is a Nintendo gaming podcast, this is where Nintendo doesn't, some games it just doesn't really appeal. So I think definitely as PlayStation should take over that. So rating the Nintendo 3DS version of Lego Jurassic World. And I probably could speak for other Lego games. I'm going to give it like a 4, even a 3. It's pretty rubbish. They should stick to Mario and the rest, not Lego games. Just doesn't. Even though I have been playing Jurassic World on the 3DS for the past few days, try it out. But I never got into it, if you know what I mean. It's got all the features there. You've got the Lego Jurassic World. You've got Jurassic Park 1 and 2. You've got Jurassic Park, the opening. You've got all the stuff there. But it's just not the immersive experience that you get in a PlayStation, like the vibrations and stuff. Even the Nintendo Switch may have it.
Consoles do have over handhelds.
That is true. Now, I'm not sure. I've not played the Nintendo Switch version of it. I'm
No, that's going to be the same as the consoles because it's.
I don't know though, because if you can, for instance, with the Nintendo Switch, you have a Pro controller, right? And it's connectable to a TV. If you got the Switch, upper from the light, and they have vibrations as well. So you probably would have a more of a fun experience playing a Lego game on the Nintendo Switch as well.
Yeah.
Rather than a 3DS. So yeah, all the big consoles. You got your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Nintendo Switch, but the Nintendo 3DS just doesn't do it justice. I don't think. The 3DS.
Yeah, the Nintendo 3DS is rubbish. Don't play on the 3DS anymore.
Never play on the 3DS ever. No, joking. But just don't play Lego games on the 3DS. I don't think the 3DS can do Lego games justice. Unfortunately.
Like, you know what I mean? Like when even when like the games, that's what I mean. Like when it never works. When like a console game, like they try and port it to a handheld, it never works. For example, FIFA. FIFA on the Nintendo Switch is absolute crap.
It is.
They've downgraded it so much. The
graphics aren't that good. No, it's rubbish.
The graphics aren't that good. Like this, it's the same game every year. I don't know how they get away with it, but they literally state like, this game will have the FIFA save this year. This is not for all versions, by the way. This is just for the Nintendo Switch, which I don't know how they've got away with it, like by putting this on the Nintendo Switch. But they literally said every year. Say, for example, this year, FIFA 23 will have the same gameplay style and modes from FIFA 22 without any significant enhancements. And they say that every single year for the Nintendo Switch version.
What's the point?
While everyone else is on PS4, PS5, Xbox, all that, getting all the new modes, getting all the new gameplay features, Nintendo Switch users are just stuck like playing the same game but with updated kits and updated player rosters every year.
That isn't good. It's just that FIFA. The whole point of FIFA is it updates the gameplay style each time. I think.
Yeah.
I don't even play FIFA, but I do know that is one of the main things. So definitely the Nintendo Switch version isn't doing it justice then at all. No, yeah. What about Fortnite? What do you think about Fortnite for the Nintendo Switch? I'm not really a big Fortnite player, but
it's pretty much the same as. I mean, if iPhone can run it, Nintendo Switch can.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but like I mean,
it's just FIFA. It's just FIFA. Games like FIFA.
No, but games like even like Fortnite, I feel like a best experience on a console.
Although you did say, I think was it 3DS did a good job with GTA 3 for the Xbox. I think it was GTA 3.
For PS2.
PS2.
But that's the thing is the 3DS.
But that's because it's old. That's because it's old, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the graphics on there are, by today's standards, they're crap.
Exactly.
It's a crap, but like it's a good game. Like it's still GTA at the end of the day. And back in the day, like the graphics were. I mean, I can imagine people back like playing GTA 3 or like in GTA San Andreas when it was like first came out, going, these graphics are so sick. Like back then, back then the graphics were like to them.
Yeah, that is quite funny to think how far we've come and how far we're probably going to go in the next 20, 30 years.
Makes me think, are we eventually going to be able to emulate PS5 games in the future?
Who knows? Probably. I think so. Considering how far we've come in the past 20, 30 years. We've come really far with technology in the past 20 years.
Would you rather go... Okay, I'm going to ask you this. Would you rather go to the past or the future?
Oh, this is a hard one. I'm going to say pass.
Okay, why?
I just feel like the more future we go, we get a bit more tacky. The games get more tacky. You kind of lose appreciation for the very origin of the games, and it just gets more futuristic. I don't know. It feels like you're gonna have really fun games. I'm guessing all the time coming out, but it's just not the same as the old games. Yeah, imagine you were around when the Nintendo 64 came out. Like just the joy of that first ever console coming out.
I wouldn't be that happy with that because Mario 64 scares me.
Yeah, true. But I'm talking about things like, when that first Nintendo or that first Mario game comes out, you actually
Super Mario
when
say on the NES.
The NES. So for instance, when consoles aren't that big and then something like that comes out, it's going to be really fun. It's simple. It's not complicated. You want to go and
see the brand new Nintendo console in the future and see what that's like?
I do. And then again, yeah, of course, there are some really cool
And then you can come
consoles that
back
I
and
want
tell
to.
everyone on the podcast what's going to be.
Hey guys, I'm here from
Oh yeah, oh no,
live
but
from
that's the
50
thing.
50
If you go to
50.
the future, that's one problem that I've got with it. If you go to the future, you might find some scary things that's going to happen. For example, imagine you went to say 2025, and like the JL's Gaming Podcast was like the worst rated podcast in the world, and everyone hated it, and we had to like shut it down.
Or like, I came from 50 50 50, and the UK was underwater for some weird reason. There's something about time traveling that is
Do you think
quite
time travel
scary.
will ever be possible?
No, I don't. Just looking
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
with you on that.
science behind time, it's just impossible for someone to
I'm with
actually
you on
go.
that. Because say
Yeah.
for example, if someone has time traveled, like say for example, if someone say for example in the future is able to time travel back to any year they want to, why hasn't someone come back and said, oh yeah, I've time traveled from the thing? I mean, there's people on.
There are weird people that have said things like that, but they're just psychos. Like, it's impossible to time travel.
They're telling that's false, because they're like, they said, oh, and I predict that this ship will do this, and it never does. They've got these predictions saying like, oh, I've come from 2056, and then this is going to happen on this date, and everyone's like, oh, is it going to happen? No.
I remember this. There was this cult or some sort of belief religion that was quite funny. They believed, I think it was some Catholic group or something. They said that God was going to come back to the earth and destroy the earth on this day, this time of year, like in 2014. And they said, like, we've got to get ready for it at this time. We've got to sell our houses, sell our clothes, divorce our husbands. Like, yeah, so there's some dramatic stuff. Like, they do all this stupid stuff, like donate all our money and then like just stand in the middle of the street and get accepted. No, it wasn't actually a scam. It was, they just said like, and get accepted by God. The time comes and just nothing happens. Just like a bird sings in a tree, someone farts in McDonald's, life goes on.
So then everyone's just living without clothes, like everyone's just naked in the streets then.
Like people like took their clothes off and like went outside. It was some crazy thing, I think, that this cult did, saying that God was going to come back, and he didn't. And so they're kind of embarrassed now because they've lost all their positions, and like they had to go to the food bank and try and like ask for help.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. We need to finish that YouTube video. The YouTube's most dangerous stalker, Jack.
Oh yeah, what was that YouTuber again? Me and Ryan, we started watching YouTube's the Tech It Realm. Me and Ryan came around our house, my house, like a few days ago, and we watched the YouTube videos together.
We watched the first like 10 minutes of it, and there's way more. Like, there's way more to the video. So now, next time I go around, we've got to finish that video, definitely.
We were watching a video about a YouTube stalker. That was quite funny. We also watched a bit of Abroad in Japan. We watched a bit of Carl Pilkington and Stephen Merchant and Ricky Gervais's travels back in the day. That was quite funny. Apparently they're doing a new one, my friend tells me. Maybe, who knows? Love that. But anyway, so I don't know how we got onto this topic of God coming back and people naked and Ricky Gervais, but... Yeah. Basically, Lego games are better on the 3DS. Right. Nintendo's now shifted to over 114 million Switch systems since 2017. So they've sold out over 114 million Switch systems since 2017. They've outsold the PlayStation. They've banged up everybody else.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. That's kind of cheating, isn't it? Because the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, that's one console, but they've brought out the Switch Lite, the Switch OLED model, and are they all? Like,
it's all the same thing, though. It's all the same thing. Like people who want.
One person buys the normal Switch and the same person buys a Switch Lite. That's two sales, not one.
I don't know, because they're all trying to go for the same experience. Nintendo still score big because it's all just same sort of marketing, isn't it? Got the Nintendo Lite, Nintendo Switch, OLED. It's all the same experience. It's all a Nintendo Switch.
I know that, but like they've made like more consoles. If the PS5 made like PS5 Lite, then I'm guaranteed that would bump their sales up a bit, wouldn't it?
No, I think they'll get complaints because they're just being silly. Like they can't make a PlayStation 5 Lite. That would make me laugh.
Not a PS5 Lite, but like if they made three consoles instead of one, surely that would bump up the sales.
I would actually, but I probably would. But Nintendo have kind of all centered it around the Switch. Like if they probably made a couple of things around the PlayStation 5, I'd say if you're having a laugh because PlayStation doesn't do that. They just bring out PlayStations. Yeah. But basically Nintendo has shifted over 114 million. That's insane. That's an insane amount of consoles. So big ups to them and well done for selling out many Switches. I'm really interested around to see what they release next. Is it going to be a Nintendo Switch Pro? Is it gonna be that, or is it?
Well,
That's a myth, isn't it?
I've got to be honest with you. I'm bored of the Nintendo Switch. I want the series to just end
Mm.
and be at rest
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
3DS. But
But of course, stop right there. We must say this: they must keep on updating the Nintendo Switch though,
definitely. But
because
I want a
I
new
don't want to do what they
franchise
did
of
with the
consoles.
3DS. I don't want to do what they did with the 3DS and literally forget about their beloved 3DS and just leave it on the side, shut down the eShop, make everyone mad, and just move on to the Switch. Like they've got to keep on updating the Switch. But then a sad part of me says they're gonna one day shut down the Switch eShop and move on to the Nintendo Plasma X5.
Of course they will. One day that'll happen, and then the next console after that will go, and then the next one. It's a cycle, isn't it?
I really hope they don't do it, considering the amount of complaints that happened for people who play 3DS.
This is one thing that's true, right? All good things must come to an end.
It is true.
And the thing is that eventually they will shut down the eShop for the Switch, almost 100% guaranteed.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to do that, because if the Switch, say for example in 2060, do you think that they'll still be supporting the Switch eShop?
I can't say yes, actually. I think from Nintendo's track record, look, for instance, they released the Nintendo Switch in 2011. They stopped it in 2016. No. They kind of stopped the game sale in 2016. 2017, right. 2016. So how many years of that is production for 3DS? That's 2011, 2012, 2013, 15. That's about 4 years of birth, and then they shut down the games. That's kind of small. Yeah. And then they produce a new system, but then they stop the games. Right? Then they go another 4 years. Now it's 2022, and they stop the eShop. So that's about a total of, just under 10 years, and they've stopped the 3DS. So Nintendo Switch sold way bigger, hands down, than the 3DS. The Nintendo Switch bumped the market, got on TV, got on everywhere, more than the 3DS did. So it is arguable that it'll be around for a lot longer than we think. But then again, you've made a good point. Nintendo have got a track record of moving on quite fast and forgetting their consoles and forgetting where they started, which is quite sad. So I do agree. Maybe by 2016, Nintendo Switch will have the eShop will be gone. It'll just be a console that you have to buy on eBay for £1 million.
Well, I want to make a point, right, about Nintendo, how they're really strict about their music.
Yeah.
I tried to make a YouTube. I tried to make I was experimenting with yesterday with like YouTube Shorts to like. Actually, it was either yesterday or the day before. I was experimenting with YouTube Shorts and I was trying to see what got taken down and stuff. And I used some Nintendo music just as like an example in like a YouTube short. I uploaded it, and as soon as I uploaded it, it said underneath copyright claim.
Yeah, that's because you're probably using a track without permission. I've had that a couple of times before when I've been using music from Upbeat and premiumbeat.com. I've had to get permission again and be like, no, look, this is actually not a copyright claim. YouTube are like that, unfortunately. They are very tacky. It wasn't even Nintendo that did that. That was just YouTube. Because YouTube do that.
Why are they doing it on Nintendo's behalf?
I don't know. No, it's probably because if you get a literal Nintendo certified track and then use it, it's definitely going to be copyright claim because you've not got rights to use it.
People are still doing that and getting away with it.
Yeah, I think it's exactly. But if you were making money off it and you were doing just raw music for the entire video, then Nintendo probably would get in touch with YouTube and be like, stop this is annoying us. So this is quite funny though, because I think we had on the podcast a couple of episodes ago, my good friend and fellow YouTuber Eli Turp, he's making his living off doing Nintendo music reproduction, where he takes a track and completely revamps it and remasters it. Like recently, I was listening to his Bowser's Castle one, which was really good. He basically got Bowser's Castle from Mario Kart, and he remastered it basically with his own hands, and it was awesome. Go check him out, Eli Turp, and he's recently started Buy Me a Coffee as well. So go do that. You can actually support him with money and help him grow his channel. But he's been remastering YouTube music, and I can understand how hard it is to make sure that he's got all the stuff in place to not get a copyright claim, because Nintendo could easily be like, right, that's annoying, but and slam that down on him. But I don't think that's the good thing about him, right? He has his own. He produces his own remaster tracks. He doesn't just slap on a pure Nintendo track.
Yeah, but I feel like people have been doing that for years.
They've
been. I've been doing the DSi theme. Do you know what that's like?
Yes and no. There's many themes for the DSi.
Hang on a minute. I think it's it's like it's a theme that's used like all throughout YouTube.
Yeah, all throughout YouTube. The DSi theme.
Can you hear it?
Yep. Oh yes, I recognise this theme.
People use that song all
Having
the
played
time.
DSi, yeah.
So, and that's Nintendo. So why aren't they doing anything about that? It's confusing to me what you can use and what you can't. It's a bit.
It is a bit of a. To be honest, it is a funny one. To be honest, whole Nintendo music, considering big YouTubers, TikTokers, they all use some Nintendo track in some of their videos. I do think they either remaster it themselves or they just get it and use it. And Nintendo, if they find out, Nintendo gets a bit mad. It just happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's definitely something that Nintendo needs to work on because their music is awesome. And but yeah, anyway, I do think though, Ryan, back to our original point. Yeah, basically the Nintendo Switch could die down in a couple of years, but I do think it's around to stay for at least a couple 10 more years, considering how well it's doing right now. Nintendo have got a lot going for them in the stock market right now because of the Switch. So definitely something to carry on going. But Rowan, would you like to read out the Japanese English phrase "gone wrong" this week? I don't know why, but this is like a tongue twister. I don't know what this is, Ryan.
I'll
This is
read
confusing
it.
me.
Yeah.
My brain's upside down.
Okay, well I'll read it then. So, Okay, this is Japanese English on wrong, right?
Right, on a sign in the public.
On a sign. All of them pretty much are on a sign.
Yeah.
We may get some occasionally that aren't, but most of the time they're on a sign.
In the public eye. In the public
eye. The sign it has it written in Japanese, and then below it says, "Building asks a smoked visitor in the outside smoking section that you cannot smoke in."
Right. What wise words of wisdom can we?
Building. So the building itself asks a smoked visitor that's outside the smoking section that they can't smoke there.
But this is a gold gem. This is tongue twisters gone beyond legendary. What is this? A building asks a smoked visitor in the outside smoking section that you cannot smoke in. So they're in a smoking section.
It just says building. Building asks a smoked visitor. Is that a guy called Building?
Probably a guy called Building, yeah, or a building literally speaks to this guy he's smoked. He's been smoked. Someone smoked into the ground.
A smoked visitor, so the visitor's been smoked outside. In the outside, not outside. In the outside.
Yeah.
In the outside smoking section that you cannot smoke in. I'm sorry, but all the grammar here is wrong. They've used the wrong tenses. Like, building asks a smoked visitor in the outside smoking section that you cannot smoke in.
And there's not even a full stop.
Cannot smoke in. It says you cannot smoke in.
That you cannot smoke in. Like, all of a sudden, it's very personal and direct. And this is really confusing. There's a smoking section outside that you cannot smoke in. But why is it a smoking section?
Exactly.
But this is everything about this is funny. But the thing that really gets me about this is it's a tongue twister. Say it really fast. Building off a smoke visitor in the outside smoking section that you cannot smoke in. I did it.
Well, you did it flawlessly, so.
Perfect.
It's a tongue twister.
Right, Rowan, your turn.
Oh no, I've got.
You've got to do it.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not.
Come on,
I don't like stuff like this.
You got to do it. If you can do an Irish accent on the spot, right then you can do this.
Okay, cool.
Building asks
a smoked visitor in the outside smoking section that you cannot smoke in.
Way! It's not that hard after all. But the
Peter
real
Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Wow! Did you actually what?
That's another tongue twister.
Wow, Ryan's been secretly working on his tongue twisters this week. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, Peter Piper. I was like, wow, this is revolutionary. But everything about this Japanese phrase makes no sense. The only thing the bit of truth I can get out of this is that I don't even know. Like,
it's a smoking area, but like a building's got a face on it, and it's apparently talking to someone who's smoking in the smoking area and telling them that they can't smoke there, even though it's the smoking area.
But it'd be a bit wrong, Lauren. He's actually smoked. The visitor is smoked. He's just smoked. I don't know how that made. Like, someone's probably stuck him.
So he's like smoked salmon then.
Yeah, he's like smoked salmon, and he's in the outside smoking section that you cannot smoke in. What a shambles! And this is true English. This is English, just gone wrong. Definitely, this is English, Japanese English. Oh dear. But anyway, I want to rate this, Ryan. I think this is probably one of the most confusing and baffling words we've had on. Like, first look at it, you have to look twice. Like, I can imagine the amount of foreigners that have walked past this sign and had to look twice and be like, "What? Like, what is this? These wise words of rubbish on this sign." So definitely, I think, Ryan, let's rate this out of 10. I'm giving this an 8 for the confusion.
I'm giving it a 9. It's funny.
Giving it a 9.
I'm giving it an extra one because of
this,
because I can picture it in mind's eye. I can picture it like
unfurling.
I can just picture like a guy just in the outdoor smoking section, and the building just grows a face. Says, hey, you're smoked, and you can't smoke in the smoking section.
He grows a face.
The building grows a face. Like the building, he's next to a building, and he's outside smoking, and the building it has a face on it, and it's talking to this guy saying, "Hey, listen, mate, I know you smoked, and you just want a cigarette, but you can't smoke there, even though it's the smoking area."
What is going on tonight? Yeah, but honestly, if I'm rating this to understandability, then it's 0 because we don't understand a single thing. What's going on here?
The building literally talks to the guy.
The smoked guy. No, he's a smoked visitor. Everything about this is bollocks. I can't understand a single word.
The smoked visitor.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of rubbish on a paper. There you go. This is the smoked visitor. Honestly, guys, this is probably the most confusing Japanese English we've had phrase on it. But anyway, I need to refresh myself, Ryan. What have we got in the questions this week?
Questions of the week.
Questions and comments of the week. What have we got this week?
Got one from Joseph.
Hello, Joseph.
Shall I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, "Hey, Judah and Rowan. I'm a college student from Spain. I stumbled across your podcast episode that you did talking about hacking your 3DS. I'm just writing to say it's the best possible thing that you can do with your current 3DS if you want to get the best experience out of your 3DS in 2022. Hacked mine and I'm having the best time. Hashtag bring back the 3DS. Love the pod, Joseph from Spain."
Cheers, Joseph.
For that email. Thanks for writing in.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, I love the topic of hack 3DSs. I could go on it. I could go on about it for hours, honestly.
Same. We could do a whole special on just hack 3DSs. Honestly, yeah, he's definitely right. It's definitely the best thing to do in 2022.
Yeah,
like Joseph. I'm interested to know. Do write in again. Like, what fun are you having right now? Because there's so many sectors of a 3DS, hacked 3DS to enjoy. Like Rowan, you're more with the ports. You love playing the ports, but there's themes, there's badges. There's loads of things you can do on the hacked 3DS.
We need to make our own theme, the JL's gaming theme.
Yes, I've actually been looking into doing that, getting the JL's gaming theme on my 3DS, and I'll be looking into doing that a bit more. There's a whole tutorial you can do online of how to make your own stuff, but for 3DS. But yeah, I've definitely the best thing to do in 2022, and I'm glad that you found the fun and joy of playing the 3DS. And he's also put an interesting hashtag there. Bring back the 3DS.
I agree.
Bring back the 3DS.
I don't know
definitely.
Why it's been left. I mean, it's a revolutionary console, isn't it?
It is. It's revolutionary. It helped Nintendo with a lot of things, and it's just a great console in a whole, and it's got the best memories on it, the best fun. And I know so many people my age that are playing 3DS to this day. And we all played together on it, like on Animal Crossing. We bang out a bit of Animal Crossing, we bang out a bit of I don't know, Super Smash Bros. It's just something really fun you can do. And if you've got a hacked 3DS, the limits are further. But yeah, cheers, Joseph, for writing in. It's great to hear the kind words, and it's great to hear you've also hacked your DS, and you're also a fan of the 3DS. So great to hear it. And yeah, thanks for the kind words. Any last points to add to that, Ryan, about hacked 3DSs apart from ports?
I just think it's something that you need to do. I mean, honestly, I can't imagine. I've said this before. I can't imagine my 3DS without it being hacked. Because if you got a plain 3DS that's not been hacked, then I just think you're missing out. I think you like there's so much.
Definitely.
Sorry.
Definitely, agreeing with you.
Oh, shit! I thought you said that's early.
Yeah, carry on.
But yeah, I just think that if you don't hack your 3DS, you have to. I mean, it's not. I mean, remember that guy I mentioned? Some Ordinary Gamers, that guy, that YouTuber who I mentioned when we were talking about the emulation of the Nintendo Switch games.
Yes.
He's done a video recently showing off how easy it is to hack your 3DS. He did like a whole video, like pretty much like saying, okay, then so the next step you need to move this into this, and then like he said like if I can do it, you can do it as well. And I agree with him. It is really easy to hack your 3DS, and that's not a joke.
It is surprisingly easy, and many people don't really, I think, know that. It's more easy than you think. It's more easy than putting your pants on. That's a really
well, it's not as quick.
Not as quick, but it's just easy.
I don't know why that was the first thing that came to your head.
I don't know why that's the thing that came to my head. That's probably not want to go in, but yeah, it's just really fun to do, and yeah, it's just great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah,
Thanks for writing in, Joseph. But guys, that's it for today. It's been a great episode. Enough rambling from me. Please send in your questions in the comments to jrsgaming135@gmail.com. Please subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening from, and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, as this will help us out and get the podcast around. Our socials will be in the description: our Instagram, our YouTube, our Twitter, website, and Discord. And if you're listening from our new YouTube channel, JR's Gaming Podcast YouTube channel, do consider subscribing. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.
Ta-ra!
Ta-ra. Great phrase that is. Ta-ra. What about cheerio as well? Like cheerio.
Oh, yeah, cheerio's good as well.
Yep, cheerio. Cheerio, mate. Cheerio.